that's a good place to start as any, saying goodbye to Mr. Menard.
Yeah, great individual. Unfortunately, just with the defensive lineman we have been able to sign and draft and previous drafts, with Christian Covington coming on board, with the Daniel Johnson or Daniel Josephs of the world that we're bringing in. Like, it's just, and unfortunately, salary cap wise, we do have to find room to get all these guys under. And like I said, David Menard will be that individual to start that process, which is too bad because I love David. He's a BC Lion. When I think of BC Lions, that's the face that comes up. So bittersweet because I think we have a really good football team. And unfortunately, David is going to be a casualty of just the salary cap world we live in.
What's the status of Woody and Stove from the office league?
Okay, so Mr. Richardson's going to retire. He's not ready yet. We did sign him. He is going to retire for now just to see if comes. I mean, it's 2 years in a row he's had this injury. He hasn't played in a while. He's just not as comfortable as he needs to be to step onto the professional football field. So we will respect what he says, and I'm glad he came to us. It was about a month ago and said that he doesn't think he's going to be ready. So it was just something that we had to talk about, and now's the time to make these announcements.
Same thing with Woody.
Yeah, Woody's a free agent right now. We're just we're going to stick with the group we have, but it's always nice knowing that there are quality people and players available and ready to go should we need to make some moves.
So how is this D-line? Do you see it shaping up this year? I mean, I've talked to you guys about the D-line many times over last season.
Yep.
How do you see it shaping up this year?
Well, obviously we lost a pretty good piece in Mr. Betts, but in reality, we've just been able to revamp it, and that's a testament to the club and to the scouts and having the ability to draft these young Canadians to come in. And I say draft, we drafted Christian Covington in 2015, so it worked out exactly as we thought it would. We lost a Canadian defensive lineman, we were able to bring in another one, so. I going to training camp, it's going to be a good battle, and those guys, I'm excited to see them develop. And a guy like Christian coming in and not only playing high-level football, but giving those young guys some guidance, which I know it's usually I wouldn't say that, but because of who he is and his experience and the fact that he's from this market and everything else, it's just a great fit, which will be a good fit for us on and off the field.
What do you see the strength of it being? I mean, pass rush last year, obviously, with Mr. Betts this year.
Yeah, well, we still have Sione. We still have we brought in a guy like Pete Robertson, who was a beast to deal with. So when we started this process and knew that Mathieu was going to be exploring his NFL opportunities, we felt that reaching out to a guy like Pete, who a guy, quite frankly, we haven't been able to block the last couple of years. So, being able to game plan for him and not against him is going to be a good fit. So I don't see us taking a step back. I know we had great production from that group last year, and I see the guys we brought in, we're going to have exactly the same, if not better production.
Who was running the draft room in 2015?
That would have been Wally, myself, and all the other Jeff Tedford's first year. So again, when you draft, he was drafted, before in the NFL. You don't think. I mean, at the time we drafted him because he was a local guy and a good guy, and he is a great guy. We didn't foresee that this would ever come, but. We've always kept up and looking at his career and the fact that he had kept on playing. It's not like he hasn't played in 3 years. Like, he played last year. He was under contract with an NFL team last year, and he just feels that this is time for him to give back to his community and play with his hometown team. So I'm excited for it. I know he's really excited, and that's how it fits. If we were begging him to come back, that would be the tough thing. But he is the one that initiated all of this. He's the one that wants to do it. He's the one that wants to come and play for the BC Lions. So, so far, it's been a really good fit.
When did it turn from sort of calls and talks and exploring options to, hey, this looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, about a couple months ago when he called and said this is something he might want to pursue, but obviously he wasn't ready yet. And he wanted to wait for the NFL draft to finish that process, and we respected all that. And I told him, and we told him that from the get-go, don't commit to something until you're 100% ready, because professional football, as he knows, is not easy, regardless on what side of the board you're in. And he's got to be all in to be impactful, and he knows that, and that's why he took his time. He waited for the NFL draft process to dissolve, and then called us a couple days this past weekend and said, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm 100% in, and I want to make an impact." So that part of it's been really really good for all of us.